I'm Karen Bartlett, and I'm playing Sister Sandra.
Hi, I'm Allan Hazlett, and I play Theodore.
Hello, I'm Candice Massie, and I'm playing Emma.
Hi, I'm Larry Holland, and I'm playing Father Gilligan.
Hi, I'm Jayme Basinger, and I play Maria.
Hi, my name is Cherokee Rose, and I'm playing Sandy.
Hi, I'm Sheri. I'm the director of Theodore's Love. Come see us at the Jawhawk on October 11th for the world premiere of Theodore's Love at Astra's Homegrown Playwright Project.
We have a great opportunity to discuss the show a little bit. So the first question I want to ask you is, what is the most interesting thing about working on an original play that you have found?
I can start. I don't know if it's the most interesting, but one thing that's always interesting about that is there's, you have the pressure of source material, and then for me sometimes I don't even really want to go look at, let's say I know there's a movie or a play, I'd almost rather interpret it myself a little bit and just see where it falls.
Sure.
And here there's none of that pressure, whether that's good or bad. There's obviously really trying to understand the script, but there's no so-and-so did it this way, and you've got to take some of that, or you can't, so that's one thing that I find interesting, and just the mere thought that obviously it's coming, it's sprouting right now. So,
I agree. I think the organic feeling of being able to take a piece that somebody who's locally that has written and put everything into and getting to express that on stage, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's fun. Mm-hmm. That's art.
I think having access to the actual playwright to see, is there more about the character that you were thinking about when you were writing that might not have come through what I'm reading? Is there?
We've had a time or two of that already. Yeah. Not a lot, but you've definitely gotten some from the original playwright.
Mm-hmm. It's been really awesome, and then to be able to work together to make it come alive the way that it has just been, I think, the most interesting. I always think that with a regular play that's been produced however many times, again, you've got so much extra, everybody else, all these other actors who have played this part in this role, and can give you, hints and bits and things like that. But with this, we have to come together as one. As okay, what is our vision for this going to be?
Yeah, great.
So I think that's been pretty interesting for me.
I don't know if this is interesting. It's knowing the writer, Huascar Medina, and knowing the kind of artist he is, and the kind of artist that Sheri is, and knowing her and being so proud to be a part of his first play and her directorial debut. So that's exciting too. And I want to do what's the best job I can.
Right. You're always motivated by making the work stand out, but especially when it's somebody's very first baby. And you're the very first person who can do it. And I always love the idea, you guys hear me talk about it, but world premiere,
Exactly.
Because it's true. Yeah. And you don't know what might happen to this afterwards. Does he take it and develop it further? Will this just be the moment? Who knows? But you were the world premiere cast.
Yeah, to be on that ground floor of that beginning, oh yeah, that's exciting.
And even if this one isn't, this could be the beginning of more for Huascar, he gets his feet wet, and so that's another, so I agree there.
Absolutely, and you all get to originate these characters, so if it does carry on, hopefully it does.
We imprinted this.
Exactly, yes. You're the ones
and all the published, if it's published in book form, they always put the original cast right in the front.
Yeah, yep.
Which is fun. And the other part, beyond the other people who have played the roles, there are no reviews to work with.
Right.
There's no interpretations. It's not in any class books. It's just nowhere.
Yep.
From the very beginning.
Yep, fresh. And speaking of first times, we've got Cherokee in her first acting role.
Even though she's got a lot of experience in theater, so what's your...
I've done a lot of makeup and a lot of makeup.
But you've seen a lot and been involved in a lot, so what are your
definitely.
thoughts on a original playwright series?
Well, it's definitely different being on the other end of things because I've always been back, just being that, which I enjoyed that. That's been a big part of my life. So just, experiencing it and meeting all these people has been just so lovely, and obviously Huascar is really nice. So that's just been really fun getting to experience that with all of you guys.
Good. Okay. So, is this an experience that you would recommend to other actors, and if so, why?
As far as it being.
The Homegrown Playwright Project. So I can rephrase that. So, is the Homegrown Playwright Project something that you would suggest other actors to participate in future, and if so, why?
I would suggest they do it, but first and foremost, I think you should always read the script first. Sometimes these original scripts are not as good as this one, as politely as I can say it, and it's important to read it first of all to see it attracts you, and then to the best of your ability determine if you're able to see something you can do and if you think it's a good show.
And another self-interested type of motivation that someone can have is because it's not a known work, it might be the little secret where you get to, get a nice meaty part or just a good part because everybody doesn't already know the title. And of course, obviously this question overlaps with the last one, is that, how cool and unique an experience it is to work on an original work like that. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it with like you said, but I know I've gotten pretty lucky being involved. The last two were actually pretty darn good scripts. So, but of course, yeah, look into that script and see what you think.
And beyond the script, is there something that, when I read this script particularly, I saw what I thought would be a fun role to try to create. And then I read the rest of the play, since I'm mostly in the beginning, and I thought, gee, this is pretty doggone good.
One other nuance with these types of things, because it's homegrown, and we know the venue tends to be simpler, it's usually a more simple production, is that you don't have to worry about costume changes as much. It's a lot more intimate, and it's, for me, these tend to, I know last year's was, it's a real life drama, not explosions. It's about how dramatic relationship moments and life moments
It's very
can be.
simple. It's
And
simple
so-
because it's so real like that.
And that's interesting compared
Exactly.
to some productions.
I agree.
A homegrown playwright probably comes with that kind of material,
Right.
and it's simple and beautiful, and it can be dramatic in its own way without having to be quite so over top dramatic.
Well, and that, you used one of my favorite words in the theater, the relationships. And there are some really nice relationships. They don't necessarily have to be good. They can be bad, or they can be good, or they can fluctuate. But that to me is the key to good theater, is you can see the relationships between the characters, and you sure can here.
Yeah. I would totally recommend everybody to be a part of this, just from everything that we've experienced through the relationship with the playwright, with you, with each other. I mean, we know each other from so many different parts of Topeka, but we all came together to do something, to create something together. And I think everybody should experience that, with no preconceived notions of what this material is going to do. I do. I think people should experience everything that this has to offer, because this is unique. We don't have this everywhere. This is very unique.
And I can say, I've told you guys that I thought 10, 12 years ago when, the artistic director at the main theater in town was the guy, I thought, we have so much talent. I'm just waiting. I can imagine that with the talent and the interest in theater, that should eventually turn into a lot of directors.
Yeah.
And should and could eventually turn into playwrights. And now, thanks to 24-Hour Play Festival and this, that has happened.
Yeah.
And so this is another reason for this, is you're going to see new director talent too.
Yep.
You know, which is also interesting.
Yep.
So,
Well, and at the other end of something like this workshop type of production essentially is what it is, because we're working in concert with the playwright. It will be interesting to see if we bring anything to it
Exactly.
that he decides to put and adjust the script for.
Right,
And
that's
that's in the future.
That's really great because he can change it. He
Oh, sure.
can modify
Mhm.
it. He can just do as much. And yeah, the inspiration that hopefully we bring to that is I love that. That's great.
and that's a great point. Without a set script, I can tell you last year, you know, these are going to come in a variety of maturity levels over the years, right? And last year, we worked with it quite a bit. And that's a different thing than you usually do. I mean, we're like doing rewrites.
So none
You
of them
know?
are the
So,
exact
and
same.
some years it might be a pretty set script,
Right.
like this year. In other years, you might be really involved with, you know, helping to shape that script and kind of getting it back and forth. So that's a little bit different than a lot of
Well,
experiences.
If it's a published script from any of the,
Right.
you
cannot.
can't change anything unless you get permission from the playwright.
Yeah. And we have him.
Right here.
Right
Say,
here.
Do we have permission?
Yeah.
Hey.
Can I do this? Okay, great.
Tap, tap.